compared, and I quietly built my confidence on something fragile without realizing it. At 22, I married Daniel. He was tall, confident, and charming in a way that made people listen when he spoke. Together, we looked like something out of a magazine. Friends said things like, "You're the perfect couple." I believed them. The truth is, the change didn't happen overnight. It never does. After the wedding, Daniel started noticing small things. At first, it sounded harmless. "Are you really going to wear that? You used to dress better. You've gained a little weight, haven't you?" I wasn't overweight. Not even close. But I believed him anyway. I went on diets I didn't need. Bought clothes I couldn't afford. Spent hours fixing my hair and makeup before leaving the house just to avoid his disappointed look. Nothing was ever enough. When I turned 30, I got pregnant. I remember holding the test in my shaking hands, convinced this would fix everything. We would be a family. He would love me again. Pregnancy changed my body. My face softened. My waist disappeared. I got tired more easily. Daniel changed too. He stopped touching me. Stopped looking at me. One night, when I asked if something was wrong, he didn't hesitate. "You're not attractive anymore." Those words stayed with me longer than the stretch marks. After my daughter Lily was born, I pushed myself harder than ever. I barely slept. I exercised daily. I ate less than I should have. I wanted my old body back, not for me, but for him. I was exhausted, empty, still trying. Then one afternoon, I came home early. I won't describe the scene in detail. I don't need to. All I'll say is this: he wasn't alone. She was younger. Effortlessly beautiful. The kind of beauty I used to be. I asked him why. Why I wasn't enough after everything I'd done. He didn't raise his voice. He didn't look guilty. "You don't have anything interesting about you," he said calmly. "You were just a pretty face. And now you're not even that." He packed a bag and left. I was left, standing in the doorway with a baby in my arms, in silence so loud it hurt my ears. That was the moment my life broke apart. The months that followed blurred together. Work, home, feeding. Lily, crying quietly so she wouldn't hear. I avoided mirrors. When I did look, I didn't see a woman. I saw failure. If Lily hadn't needed me, I don't know how I would have survived that time. Years passed. I stopped caring about looking good. Not because I had healed, but because I was tired. Too tired to pretend. Too tired to perform. Life became routine. Survival mode. And then one night, everything changed. Lily was 5 when she got sick. A high fever that wouldn't go down. It was late, cold, and raining when I rushed her to the hospital. I didn't check my reflection. I didn't care how I looked. I just cared about my child. That night, I met someone who would slowly change the way I saw myself, but I didn't know it yet. At that moment, sitting in a hospital hallway with my daughter burning up in my arms, I thought my story was already written. I thought I was past my value, past love, past being seen. I was wrong. And what happened next started with the simplest words anyone had said to me in years. The hospital hallway smelled like disinfectant and exhaustion. Lily was burning up in my arms, her small body trembling as she slept against my chest. I remember whispering her name over and over, as if saying it enough times could keep her safe. When the doctor finally walked in, I barely looked up. He was calm, ordinary looking, about my age, maybe a little older. No dramatic entrance, no rushed movements, just steady, reassuring energy. He examined Lily carefully, checking her temperature, listening to her breathing. "She'll be okay," he said gently. "It's a bad flu, but she needs rest and fluids." The relief hit me all at once. My knees felt weak. I turned away and cried quietly, the kind of cry you make when you've been holding everything in for too long. The doctor handed me tissues. You're a good mother, he said. Dot, I froze. How can you tell? I asked. Dot, he gestured toward the clock on the wall. You brought her here in the middle of the night. You're exhausted, but you haven't stopped holding her for even a second. That tells me everything. No one had spoken to me like that in years. Dot, not about how I looked, not about what I lacked, about who I was. I finally looked at him properly. His eyes were warm, honest, the kind of eyes that listened even when you didn't speak. Thank you, I said softly. I'm Michael, he replied. If anything changes, come back right away. Lily recovered in a few days. Life went back to normal, or at least what normal looked like for us. 2 weeks later, she got sick again. This time, the fever wasn't as high, but Lily insisted we go back to the hospital. I want the nice doctor, she said weakly. I smiled despite myself. When we walked into the exam room, Michael looked up and smiled. Well, he said, we meet again. Lily peeked at him from behind my arm. I don't feel good. He nodded seriously. Let me guess. Too much ice cream? Her eyes widened. How did you know? He laughed. I'm very experienced with dangerous ice cream cases. Lily giggled, and something inside me softened. I hadn't laughed like that in a long time. After that, Lily seemed to find reasons to get sick. A cough, a small scratch, a stomachache that disappeared on the way to the hospital. I knew what was happening. She liked him, and somewhere deep down, I was starting to like him too. Michael never crossed a line, never made me uncomfortable. He was professional, kind, and quietly attentive, not just to Lily, but to me. One evening, after Lily's checkup, he hesitated before leaving the room. Sarah, he said, can I ask you something? Yes, would you like to have coffee sometime? My heart jumped and then immediately dropped. Just coffee, he added quickly. Outside the hospital, I looked down at my worn shoes, my tired hands. I don't think that's a good idea, I said. Why not? I took a deep breath. Look at me. I'm not young. I'm not beautiful. I have a child. I have problems. You could find someone better. Michael was quiet for a moment. Then he said, do you know what I see when I look at you? I shook my head. I see a strong woman, a loving mother, someone who survived something painful and kept going anyway. I see someone real. Real, that word again. I didn't believe him. Not really, but a week later I said yes to coffee. I spent an hour getting ready. My nicest dress. Makeup I hadn't used in years. I tried to look like the woman I used to be. When I walked into the cafe, Michael stood up and then frowned slightly. Is something wrong? I asked. He smiled gently. You're wearing a costume. What? This isn't you, he said softly. The real you wears comfortable clothes. The real you forgets to brush her hair sometimes. And that version of you, that one is beautiful. My eyes filled with tears. No one had ever said that to me before. My husband used to say I was boring, I whispered. That I had no personality. Then he was blind, Michael said simply. We talked for hours. I told him everything, my marriage, my fears, the way I still felt like I wasn't enough. He didn't interrupt. He didn't judge. He just listened. Before we left, he said something I still remember clearly. I'm not looking for perfection. Sarah, I'm looking for truth. I went home that night confused, hopeful, terrified, for the first time in years. Someone had seen me not as a body, not as a face, but as a person, and that scared me more than being alone ever had, because if I let myself believe him, I might have something to lose again. We didn't rush anything. After everything I had been through, I didn't know how to love quickly anymore. Every step forward felt like stepping onto thin ice, wondering when it would crack. Michael understood that. We met for coffee, then for quiet walks. Sometimes we talked for hours. Sometimes we just sat in silence, watching Lily chase pigeons in the park while Michael laughed like he didn't have a care in the world. Lily adored him. She held his hand without thinking, showed him her drawings, saved him the best cookies. Watching them together did something to my heart. It warmed it and scared me at the same time. One evening, after Lily had fallen asleep, Michael and I sat on the couch. The room was quiet, filled with that soft kind of peace I hadn't felt in years. "Can I tell you something?" he asked, of course. "I was married before," he said. I felt my stomach tighten. "She was very beautiful," he continued. "The kind of woman people stared at. Everyone told me how lucky I was. What happened?" I asked. "I was lonely," he said simply. "I came home every day to someone who cared more about appearances than connection. When I was tired, she told me to be more exciting. When I was sad, she told me to smile." His words felt painfully familiar. "I promised myself something after we divorced," he said. "That next time I wouldn't choose beauty. I would choose honesty." He looked at me, then really looked at me. "A woman who laughs when she's happy, who cries when she's sad, who isn't afraid to be imperfect." My heart pounded. "But I have problems," I said quickly. "I have a child. I don't have much money. I'm still broken." "Stop," he said gently but firmly. "Stop listing reasons why you're not enough." I looked away. "You are enough," he said. "More than enough." We dated for a year slowly, carefully. Michael never pressured me, never rushed me. He showed up every day, in small, steady ways. Still, fear followed me everywhere. Every time he was quiet, I thought he was leaving. Every time he was late, I imagined him realizing he could do better. One night, Lily asked me a question I wasn't ready for. "Mama," she said, brushing her teeth, "do you love Michael?" The answer came easily. "Yes. Does he love you?" "I think so. Then why doesn't he live with us?" I didn't have an answer. Later that night, I asked Michael the same thing. "Because I'm waiting," he said. "For what?" "For you to believe you deserve love." The words hit me hard. "You still think I'll leave," he continued. "You're still protecting yourself. And I get it. But I won't move forward until you stop waiting for me to disappear." He was right. I was still bracing for loss, still living like love was temporary. How do I stop being afraid? I asked. "By trusting yourself," he said. "By knowing your value doesn't come from how you look or what you offer, but from who you are." It took me 6 more months, not 6 months, of watching him keep his promises, of seeing him love Lily like she mattered, of learning that peace could exist without pain. Slowly, I started to believe Dot, and once I did, everything changed. Michael didn't propose the way movies show it. There was no fancy restaurant, no crowd, no dramatic speech. It happened on a normal Tuesday evening. Lily was asleep on the couch between us, her small chest rising and falling as the TV played quietly in the background. The apartment was a little messy. The dishes weren't done. My hair wasn't perfect. And for the first time in my life, I didn't care. Michael muted the television and turned to me. "Sarah," he said softly. I looked at him. "I've waited a long time for this moment," he said. "Not because I needed the right place or the right ring, but because I needed you to be ready." My heart started racing. "You don't need to be perfect," he continued. "You don't need to be fearless. I just need you to believe one thing." "What?" I whispered. "That you deserve to be loved exactly as you are." He reached into his pocket and pulled out a simple ring. "Marry me." I didn't hesitate. "Yes," I said. "Yes." We didn't tell many people. We didn't make a big announcement. It felt too personal, too sacred. When my mother came to visit, she studied me carefully. "You look different," she said. "I'm happy," I replied. She nodded slowly. "He's very ordinary." I smiled. Yes, and that's why he's extraordinary. She looked confused, so I explained. My first husband only loved my face. When my face changed, he left. Michael sees my heart, and hearts don't fade. My mother cried. I spent your whole childhood telling you to be beautiful, she said quietly. I should have taught you to be real. That was 3 years ago. I'm 41 now. I have more gray hair, more wrinkles, a softer body. I am definitely not the woman I was at 20-2 dot, and yet I have never felt more beautiful. Last night, I asked Michael something I'd secretly wondered for years. Do you ever wish I were prettier? He didn't even pause. No, really? I asked. Sarah, he said, pretty women are everywhere. I see them every day. They don't make me feel anything. And me. You make me feel safe. You make me feel understood. You make me feel alive. That, he said, was better than beauty. Now I understand something most women are never told. Men don't truly want perfection. They want peace. They want honesty. They want someone who makes life lighter, not harder. When you're always perfect, people feel pressure. When you're real, people can breathe. I wasted 15 years trying to be flawless. Perfect body. Perfect wife. Perfect smile. I lost everything. And the moment I stopped trying to be perfect, I found real love, real happiness, real peace. So if you're listening to this and you feel tired of pretending, tired of performing, tired of feeling like you're not enough, please hear this. You are enough. Right now. Exactly as you are. Your gray hair tells a story. Your wrinkles tell a story. Your scars tell a story. They are not flaws. They are proof that you lived. Some people will walk away. When you stop pretending, let them go. They were never meant to stay. But the right person, the one who truly sees you, will look at you and think, finally, someone real. My name is Sarah Mitchell. I am not perfect, but I am deeply, truly loved, and that is everything.